Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon and evening, everyone, on this webinar today. This is Rahan, and I'm gonna. First of all, I want to find out, can you guys hear me? Uh, Type in a big yes if you can actually hear me correctly. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. I'm seeing it on my screen. So first of all, tell me, where are you guys from? We've got a lot of people from different locations, and I don't really use these GoToWebinar platforms a lot, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of familiar. I'm not too familiar with it from one perspective, but I'm going to try and figure it out. I've had a lot of attendance, a lot of registrations, and I'm going to say one thing to you guys. What you're going to learn tonight is really going to blow you away. And I can say that with full confidence because when you've been doing something for so long and you seem to get some fantastic results in it, you seem to realize when these strategies are applied onto different people's businesses, the impacts and the differences that it can make and what it has done for a lot of other people. So, all good. What we're going to do at the same time, yes, it's where are you from? I've got some people from Germany, I've got Ohio, Lithuania, I've got east coast of the US. Wow, somebody all the way from Thailand as well. Awesome, awesome. So, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give it a few minutes because we've still got a lot of people that are coming on board and you guys are asking questions at the same time. So, I'm going to go and try and figure this out and look for the questions. Okay, good stuff. I was going to ask this question a little bit later, which I probably will. But how many of you guys are already advertising on Facebook? Just type in a big yes into the question box if you have been advertising already on Facebook, and therefore I can get a good understanding. So we have a lot of people. So at least it lets me know where everyone is with their Facebook stuff and how deep or how advanced I shall take it. So it's going to be good. What I'm going to do, just to let you guys know from the beginning, as I go through this webinar, because it's a very large topic and we've got time. Let's just put it that way. We have time to cover it. I just want to make sure that we can cover it effectively, so everybody on gets the best value. So you can go and actually deploy these strategies, the same strategies that I'm applying into my business, and actually allowing me to generate in some particular campaigns a 10x return on investment for every single dollar that I spend on Facebook. So look, let's give it a few more minutes and we'll see how it builds on. So yeah, well, it's 3 minutes past 11. Let's do this. Let's give it another 2 to 3 minutes, and then afterwards, I'm gonna kick into this, and then afterward, it's gonna be great. It's absolutely gonna be great because the Facebook platform is always changing. We have different types of people on here that are doing a lot. Can anybody see my screen? Just out of interest, just give me a yes or no. So nobody can see my screen at the moment. You can actually hear me. All right, so I'm going to go and actually open up my screen and then let me know if you can see my screen now. Yes? So everybody can see that? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Getting a lot of yeses. So look, what I think the best way for us to go through this is, because there's a lot of content to cover, what I will do is I'll chime in and out from the webinar. So I'll pause it at times and I'll jump back in to see exactly how everyone's finding it. I've structured it in a way that nobody really should get overwhelmed by this information, because I'm going to break some of my own campaigns apart and show you step by step, really step by step, on what I'm doing when I'm going to Facebook, how long I've been advertising on Facebook, the different types of results that I've been getting, and literally I'll say this quite frankly at the beginning of the webinar, results are not typical. So a lot of the things that I will share, it does not mean that anybody that will go and replicate this will go and get the same results. So just be okay with that. So any of the stuff that I will share, by all means, you can come very close to it and you can do extremely, extremely well. So from that perspective, it should be awesome. I had another question to ask you guys, but I forgot. Has who here has actually seen me speak on stage? Just give me a good yes. Just say yes, I've seen you, Ray. And therefore, okay, then I know who I'm talking to. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. We've got a lot of yeses coming through. Who here actually doesn't know who I am? Just say no. Just give me a good no, so I know exactly where we stand. Okay, so we have quite a few people that have actually no idea who I am. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm going to build into it and let you know. We'll start within like a minute. So everybody can see my main slide, correct? Yes? You can see this screen? Okay, give me a moment. I'm just going to go and open this. Make it full screen. Can you see my screen now? Okay, give me a moment. You can, yeah? Okay, good. I'm getting everybody that's saying we can hear it. We can see it. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to start to build into this, right? What might be easier, I'll actually keep it open like this so I can see your questions at the same time. Give me one moment. Let me get rid of notes. Show notes, show rulers, hide presenter notes. I don't need notes. So what I can do, I can just do it like that and everybody can see. It just might be easier because I can still answer your questions at the same time, which will actually allow me to make sure this is all going to plan. All right, so we've actually got a lot of people on the webinar now. All right, so we're starting. Okay, so my name is Rahan Hassan, your digital traffic expert, and the title of today's webinar is the 10x ROI method, which is I'm going to go and break down how I'm going to break down a particular strategy that I've been using where we spent about $37,000, close to $38,000 on one particular campaign, a Facebook ad campaign, and what was the big takeaway from doing so. And what it did was it actually allowed me to go and generate a 10x return every single time whilst advertising on Facebook. And why that was interesting is as the months went on, whenever I needed money, I could always go onto Facebook and I could always go and run this ad campaign. And what would happen in the process, the pages were tested. Initially, it was never like that, but over time, we made some amendments, which I'm going to go into it, and you will actually get to see. You'll actually get to get a good understanding of what happened, why it happened, and I'm going to give you the psychological reasons on how you can go and do the same thing inside your business. Okay, so give me a big loud yes if you can hear me, and type in a big yes into the comments box. This is going to be highly interactive, so I want to make sure I'm engaged with everybody and everybody can hear me. Okay, awesome. A lot of yeses coming through. I want you to really remain fully focused and alert during this training, right? And if you need to get a glass of water, go and do that now, just like I have, and grab yourself a notepad and a pen so you can really soak up this powerful information, because it is super powerful, because it has changed people's lives. Facebook is still one of the best ad platforms, so stay present on this powerful training. It's actually cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars to figure this stuff out, as you're going to learn. So if you apply this stuff correctly, it can really change the face of your online career forever. Okay, and knowing this will actually allow you to get red hot leads fast and effortlessly. And on this webinar, you're actually going to learn a lot of stuff. So I'd highly recommend to you switch off your email, log off Facebook, and anything else you got open, because it actually took me a long time to put this together, and it's cost me a lot of money to go and gather this information. So for your own benefit, what would happen is it would actually allow you to get the results a lot faster. I don't know if you can see the bar and stuff on the screen, but that's fine. I'm just going to continue with this. So I'm going to go over one of the hottest traffic sources on the planet right now, which is Facebook. And it's still one of the hottest platforms. And I've been saying this for years. And from time and time again, I'll start advertising on different ad platforms, and I'll come and I'll see different types of results, which I'll share with you. So right now, I don't know what situation you are in, but on Facebook, I just want to let you know, it works absolutely great if you're a small business owner. A lot of small business owners are on Facebook, whether they're online or offline, and you can actually get started with a very little budget, which is probably one of the best things, is that you can actually control your ad budgets on Facebook. Okay, so if you're a business owner, great. If you're an affiliate, how many of you are here affiliates? Give me a yes in there. Let me see. How many affiliates do we have here? How many people are doing affiliate marketing? Okay, so we have a lot of affiliate marketers. Okay, and anybody that's doing coaching, consulting, or even promoting live events, because I've actually done a lot of this stuff for myself and for a lot of clients, and even in the e-commerce business, which is selling tangible goods off Facebook. Believe it or not, it actually works really, really great for that. Okay, so this is me. Just want to let you know that I've spoken on a handful of stages now around the world, teaching these strategies. So it's not like I've just been working in my bedroom trying to figure this stuff out. This actually has been applied to a lot of other people, as you're about to learn and see the impact that it's had on their careers. Sometimes simple few little tweaks that they've actually walked away with, it's actually allowed them to go and get fantastic results. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make this full screen, and then I'm going to pause. I'm going to come back if we have any questions. Okay, so we're just going to go through it. It'll be a lot easier for you to grasp. I'm just going to move this screen to the side. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so today's agenda is, look, I want you, everybody that's on this webinar, to never ever say I have a traffic problem again. Okay, that's the biggest issue that a lot of people have, and I want you to be able to go and build a targeted email list of prospective buyers that at will in the next 90 days, and by unlocking the Facebook and now Instagram goldmine. Some of you may or may not know, but Instagram was bought out by Facebook a few years ago. And what happened was, I think at the time Facebook didn't have the biggest mobile presence, and Instagram was growing rapidly. And what happened was Facebook came along, they acquired the business purely to get access to their data. Now, since they've recently opened up the advertising platform to Instagram, which actually happened in September, it was made available to some people in October. No, I think it was August. They launched it, and then afterwards you can start testing, and it's actually been amazing because we've actually been doing small tests, nothing major, but the results are really interesting. Which I'm not actually going to cover Instagram on this webinar, but you still, if for the people that don't know this, you would still be using the Facebook's ad platform to be running ads on Instagram. Okay, I don't know how many users Instagram has. It's probably got about 200-300 million users, a lot of active users daily. But once you understand and you unlock this gold mine that I call it, it will actually allow you to fund your whole lifestyle. Now I want to pause on that, because ask yourself this: whenever you've been in a situation where you've needed money and you don't have money, now whoever's in a job relies on that job, that monthly income, to come every single month. But when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a business owner, you know that it's down to yourself to actually go and make it happen. And knowing that hold on, I can go and at will go and drive traffic anytime I want. I can go set up a business, which is not as hard to do these days, or even do affiliate marketing, and you can go in and start to make money from this Facebook ad platform and really fund your lifestyle, just exactly what it's allowed me to do. Okay, I'm also going to unlock the 7-figure blueprint that you will need to make unlimited number of sales. The internet's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so there's absolutely no reason why you should not be marketing your business 24 hours a day, to uncovering my success code to running an effective Facebook ad campaign that brings in 10x return or return on investment and beyond. So look, ask yourself this, right? You are here for a reason. And I don't know what that reason is, but look, it's probably maybe because of traffic, you're not getting the results, you're unsure how to get started, you're disappointed with results, maybe you just don't know what's missing, right? Maybe you look like that. I've certainly done that for a lot of times. You're frustrated. You could be frustrated with your business. It could be with, I didn't get no leads today, I did not get no sales today. It could be like every single time I go and check in my affiliate account, the balance is zero. You're probably confused, probably overwhelmed and overloaded. Put your hands up, right? I'm just going to pause so I can just go and chime into questions. How many of you actually feel like that? Like, I just give me some interaction. Just give me some love. I just want to feel, how many of you actually feel like that you may be in a situation like this in regards to traffic? I'm getting a lot of yeses, right? Of course, because you know what? I've been there. I've been in that situation where I feel confused at times, and there was times when I wanted to move forward with my internet business that I had every single thing set up, but the biggest challenge for everybody was, hey, how am I going to go get traffic? And what I want everybody on this webinar to walk away with is you're not going to have a traffic problem, okay? After we go through this. So look, I don't believe in accidents, right? I don't know what your situation is, whether you lost your job, your house, or your car, or you are just here for something better in life. It could be for whatever reason. It could be for your kids. It could be to spend more time with your family. It could be I want to go on vacation. I want to pay off the mortgage on my house. Whatever it is, right? But I just want to let you know, congratulations for being present and being here. Okay. A lot of you may ask, well, who are you? Well, who am I? And why will you want to listen to everything I have to say? Well, I'm going to reveal to you the real secret to making money online and becoming a traffic master and give you the real insiders look behind the scenes of the powerful Facebook ad platform. Okay, so what you will learn is the exact system that I use, the approach. So if I want to get leads, 100 leads, 1,000 leads a day, and all being able to operate this type of business within it's a recession proof, long term, stable business, right? And how you can actually copy, but like I mentioned to you at the beginning, grab a notepad and pen. You can actually go and copy these strategies and just walk and take them away, because I'm actually going to uncover it to you. And I'll tell you something, not a lot of people will allow you to do that. Not a lot of people will give you that. So you can go and copy these straight strategies that has finally taken me to go and live that stress-free dream lifestyle and have you and your family and do exactly what you want. And I'd love to have a house like that. So if you have any questions, like I mentioned, we'll chime in and out so you can come and run them through with me, and we can go and see exactly how you're getting along, and we can make it work very, very well. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to move this arrow. My mouse has disappeared, my cursor, so I don't know. So yeah, like I mentioned before, how many of you, okay, let's come back to the questions. How many of you, right, have been advertising on Facebook, and how many of you are new? If you're doing okay, type in okay. Or if you're pro, if you've made a lot of money on Facebook, let's just say $5,000, $10,000 or more, give me that answer so I know where we stand with things. Okay, there's a lot of people on this webinar that are not raising their hands, so I'll say to you, chime in with me. I can really help you. I can really, really direct this into the direction that you want. Okay, majority of people are new with this. Okay, so it lets me know what is it that we need to be doing. Okay, so before we begin, I want to ask you 3 questions that can really change your business and life forever. Okay, question is, what do most of us really want? Why are we here? Why are we on this internet business? Why did we turn to the internet? We could be doing any type of thing, you know? Was it, and most of the times was it to have the freedom to do what we want to do, right? Make us financially free so we feel certain and in control of our lives, our future, our time. I think that's one of the things that I got into it was I just wanted to have time freedom, money freedom, financial freedom. I didn't want to, and location freedom, which I'm going to share with you in a moment. But look, what if today was the most pivotal point in your business life, where you've come to a stage right now and you haven't got the results that you wanted because of whatever reasons? You've probably been to some seminars, you've been to events, you've listened to webinars, you went and bought courses, and you probably attended so many webinars. And I was just that same guy like so many years ago. I was the one on these webinars watching, taking notes. And believe me, I've been on hours and hours and hours. And webinars isn't something that I've been doing a lot. I've done a handful, but I'll tell you something. Every single webinar that I was on, I always took something away. All right. And that's why I was always present, because I was always learning. And what you're going to be learning today is from somebody that's been inside this industry for the last 6 coming on 7 years, that has traveled several places around the world, attended private masterminds, closed door events, where people share all of the information. And I've just compiled the best of the best, and I'm presenting it to you over here. Okay? Just in the most simplest way. So what if you always had what it takes to drive huge amounts of traffic online, but all you were really missing was the right tools and the right information? Ask yourself that. Okay? Being new, you may not know right now, but I'm saying to you, and what if you were given all of those right tools and approach today, and how would you be present here knowing that? Yeah? So who is Rahan Hassan? Okay? So this is me, very bad picture, but it was me speaking on stage somewhere. I'm I run a full-time business now from the comfort of my laptop. I actually get a chance to go anywhere I want to go at any time that I want to do. This picture was actually taken in Costa Rica. We were shooting a video because video seems to work these days. And that was the office for the afternoon, literally. And I looked at it and I was on the balcony and I was asking myself, look, I don't need to be living. I'm in London, right now I'm in London. I'm recording this from London, and I thought to myself, I don't need to be living a city life because I run an internet business. I'm mobile and this is me. And maybe that's you. And I get a chance to go and travel to all of these coolest locations. This was actually one of the masterminds in Bahamas, an absolutely beautiful place if you haven't gone. This is me again. I was taking a picture by the beach. I flew off to Singapore randomly to go and attend an event again, trying to make the most of traveling, networking, as well as growing all the time. This was actually in San Diego last year, Southern California. If you've never been, amazing place. If you live there, you are so lucky. I'm definitely going to come visit there again. It's another snap of Costa Rica. Okay, so there's a lot of other places where I've been to: Miami, I've been to California, I've been to Barcelona, I've been to Dubai, and so forth, and it goes on and on and on. And also, after I learned a thing or two, I started getting invited to come and speak on events, to go and start sharing these same strategies with business owners and entrepreneurs just like yourself right now, sitting in that room, trying to find what is that next step that's going to take my business to the next level. And this again, I was speaking at the Home Business Summit, and again, I was covering traffic tactics. This is actually a private $26,000 mastermind, $28,000 mastermind abroad, and I was again covering some of my Facebook hacks. But what I'm going through today is actually a lot more. Okay, here's another snap. I'm going to be covering a lot more because I wasn't always like this, right? I was very close to being broke and life was a constant struggle. Yet I was able to turn it all the way around. I grew up in a small house in London to immigrated parents. I was the second of three kids, and even though we had a very tough upbringing from the very start, we've always been financially challenged. My parents worked every single day hard trying to get us through education, and I saw how the days and nights that my father worked just to keep this house running, all whilst living in a pretty rough neighborhood. And the neighborhoods that you may grow up in, they've always got a big influence on you, where you are with your business. So life was always a struggle, and it wasn't definitely a box of chocolates, that's for sure, right? So from a very young age, I was always thinking, how can I go and earn an extra few dollars? And I decided that when I'd grow up, that I wouldn't live the typical life that I saw the struggle my parents, my family, everyone else did. So I started testing random businesses from a very young age, and I still remember selling books outside my door, me and my brothers, and making our first £5, and that feeling, amazing. And I'll tell you, that feeling is the same feeling it comes back when you make your first sale online. Now, some of you on here may never have made a sale online, and when it happens, you ask yourself, well, you'd know exactly that feeling that gets triggered off. I even moved into selling telephones, and I made some decent money. But none of these businesses were really super successful. But I always loved on coming up with new ways of making money. I would go online, read blog posts and stuff, but I wouldn't really do anything online. Some may have called me a dreamer. My biggest challenge, I'll tell you one thing, which was my parents were never business minded. So my father would always told me, son, go through the educational route, go and do the simple things, and go get a nice, respectful job. But for as long as I can remember, I was always programmed to believe that you have to work hard to become successful. And that's exactly what I did. The work hard and wait plan, which didn't seem to work. It didn't seem to get me ahead, and it only made my stress levels go up and completely exhausted me. Just like many good hard-working people, my debts kept on climbing and climbing. And what you're looking at right now, I'll tell you this was actually my bank balance. There came a time in my life that I wasn't making money. I had made money from before. I was in a transition of my life. And I was just burning through money, as we do, rake up the debt. And I logged into my HSBC bank account, which you can see now. I had that much money on my account. And let me tell you something. It's a scary feeling. When you're down to that low, I didn't go to my family. I didn't go to anybody else at the time. But it's a very, very scary feeling when you feel like, hey, I'm in a shit place, I'll tell you straight. But what happens, you have to ask yourself this, is when situations like this arise, you can do one or two things. You can look at the problem, or you can focus on the solution. And staring at this bank account doesn't really do much the more you focus on it. You just focus on, okay, how can I get myself out of this rut? But one thing I learned in the process, which was this: never ever let your bank balance dictate what you can or what you cannot do. I'll say that again. Don't let your bank balance dictate what you can or what you cannot do. There's going to be things that you want to do in life, but you will let your bank balance make those calls and those judgments for you. And in the process, you're not doing the thinking. You're letting your bank balance do the thinking. Even when I had a little bit more money and I knew how to run ads, there was a time I asked myself, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to be scared. I'm scared. And a lot of time we're scared. We're scared in this business. And I'll tell you something. This business can become a very fearful business. I'm going to chime in with you. Tell me something. Obviously you're here with me. How many of you are fearful in this business? Tell me. Like, you have these thoughts that come into you that you ask yourself, like, hey, you know what? Is this going to work? Is this a scam? I see everyone else making money. Like, does this really, really work? Or am I just getting tricked into buying something again? Or, it happens. It happens to all of us. And a lot of the times, that's our biggest internal. Yeah, like then it says, is it going to work? Well, of course, this is what seems to happen. And these are the questions that you ask yourself. But as I've learned to go down this journey, one of the biggest things that I grasped, which was this: try and eliminate fear try and eliminate the fear in the decisions that you make with your business. Because if I said to you right now, take fear out of the equation, how would you go and run your business? And I'll tell you something, it's the same thing when it comes to traffic. I really want you to get this. It's like, naturally, sometimes you may need to go and advertise on one platform, or it could be another platform, and you could ask yourself, is it going to work? It's charging me $500, $1,000. I could put that money towards my kids. I could do anything else with it. What do I do? And these are natural questions that you really pose, that you ask yourself. So these are things that I asked myself, but the moment I got it, I thought, I can move past this. I don't need to, let my fear be in control. So I started to believe, and I started to believe at that time, when I was looking at stuff like that, the light at the end of the tunnel was dimming out. I was tired, broke, just like many of you probably have been in your life, frustrated, angry, and did not know how to get out of the rut that I was in. But I didn't give up. And it's one thing I learned on this journey, and I'll tell you this: winners never quit, and quitters never win. Yeah? So I remember my family always wanted to go out, and they'd say, hey, Ray, we're going out. And I'd be like, no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm working. I want to just focus, and I want to read. And I just want to study successful people, how to become rich. And that's exactly how I was from a very young age. And I fell in love with business and very passionate about internet and wealth creation. And after even finishing university, which was very hard to get a job because I never had any experience, I was working part-time, and soon that job kind of just crashed in on me, and I fell back exactly where I started, scratching my head, like many of us have been in. And I came to a point in my life that I decided, what am I going to do? And this is the one thing I'd say to you right now, which I asked myself this. I'm 32 years old now, and I've been in this industry since, my last job really was, I think, 2007. Sorry, I was just drinking some water. Back then, I have not been employed for so many years. And if I had known this was the industry that I was going to get into, I would have, if only I could see this is what I was going to do, I would have done this a lot earlier. I would have not gone into college. I should have been doing this when I was 15. And even now, to every one of you, you want to move into this industry, I can say to you, you want to see it way beyond more like a master's or PhD. That say to yourself, I'm going to be in this for a long time. I'm in this to win, and I'm going to be in this to win, because I'm going to learn. I'm going to have my stumbles along the way. But you know what? If I can find people that can actually help me get to the result a lot faster, then you know what? By all means, you'll get there a lot quicker. And I tried like a lot of stuff in this journey. I name it. I tried car rentals, MLMs. I even went to police auctions to go and find items that they had seized to go, and they were selling them off. And I was standing there for hours. Trust me, not a good place. Not a great business model. Even handing out flyers to breakdancing, believe it or not. I've tried them all, had my fair shares of stumbles along the way. I never gave up. And I remember seeing people all the time drive by in their fancy Mercedes, Porsches, Ferraris. And I'd think, what are they doing different to me? You might ask yourself the same question. The people that you know in this internet space that preach, that say we make millions of dollars, ask yourself, what are they doing different than me? Yeah? Because I've thought to myself, these people are not more smart than me. And they definitely don't work as hard as I do. But I'll tell you one thing, you don't want to be working hard. You want to be working smart. Yeah, write that one down. You really want to be working smart. I never gave up. Okay, I think I just read this. Okay, so if you've had it bad in life, believe me, I know exactly how it feels. I've been there 10 times worse. And if I can do it, and traffic is a big part of it, and make myself a big success online, anyone can do it, okay? So I made it my mission to uncover the secret sauce, if you like to call it that, and what I discovered literally changed my life. Just as when I turned to the internet, like many of you did, how to go and make money online, we all came here for a reason, okay? I bought many products, tried many things, failed miserably, lost hope. Family again said to me, listen, nothing seems to be coming from this, just leave it, go get a job. And I was like, look, I don't need that negative energy. You just don't see, you don't know what I know, right? But then I discovered something. And that week, everything changed. And life was never the same again. And since then, I've never looked back. You're in a business right now where, or you may be in a place in your life right now, there's a lot of different things that may be going on. And a lot of times we keep on reflecting back to the past and we always link this with what we're doing. I'd say to you right now, eliminate as much as you can from your past, whatever has worked, whatever bad experiences you've had, if you've been scammed, if you've been hustled, whatever has been done, write it off. Write it off. It has no link right now with you and your progression, okay? You follow the blueprint, and this is a system. And I was speaking to somebody, a client yesterday, I think they're on a webinar as well. And I was saying, like, systems work, people fail. People fail, okay? People fail. It's not the system. Sometimes you have good systems. You follow the system, you will get there. Yes, they are very simple. Sometimes they are very simple. We complicate them. And due to those complications, we look back and we start saying to ourselves, oh, it didn't work, or I had a bad experience with this, and you move out into another industry. I'll tell you something. There's been times, I could actually cover this afterwards, but there's been times and I've said to myself, look, there were products that I could have bought. I didn't buy. And the reason, me not buying, I never got exposed to an industry. 2 years later, 3 years later, I'm searching around stuff again and I bought a product. And you know what? I ask myself now, if I had bought that product 2 years ago, 3 years ago, because I kind of got to meet the guy who was the founder of the product. This was back in like 2005 and 2007. It happened again. And I said to myself, look, you know what? What would have happened if I had just purchased that product? What world would have exposed me to, okay? So that's just my outlook on things. I started out with Facebook traffic back in 2009. So I found a web developer, paid him a whole lot of money, got him to build me a website, and let me tell you something, it was pretty shit. Not optimized in any single way. It was just like, hey, here's your website. It took 6 months to build. But the moment I got that website, I started setting up analytics and started thinking, I'm going to get traffic here. And you know what? No visitors. And I was like, wow. Is this how the internet works? And now I need to go figure out how to get visitors. That's exactly when I turned to Facebook. I failed. I didn't give up. I wasn't getting the traffic. But what I did do, I started to learn how to advertise, and that was just by spending money and doing things the wrong way around, like many of us have done. And I kind of learned it in the process where I was going wrong. Most people, I'll even tell you now, which I'm going to cover a little bit later, most people would give up. And you're not in this industry to give up, right? Because you came here for a reason. You've probably invested in yourself, in some products or some masterminds or in some relationships for a reason. You didn't come here to give up, okay? And after spending lots of money and time, I can say I cracked the code, which is a good feeling, which I'm going to share with you now. And I created a course on Facebook because as I was running it, I started to realize, okay, look, this is how it works. This is pretty awesome. I'm getting some results. And as a result of that course, this was a snapshot I took today. This was a video that I actually put out 3 years ago on YouTube, which is it's got about 39,000 views. And it was actually promoting the course that I had made. And I thought, free traffic, let me go onto YouTube, let me go do this stuff. And I'll tell you something, this video was actually, again, it's been a big turning point into what I did and how this business that I ended up going into, because I always ask myself, when I created that course, what happened was people started purchasing through YouTube. There wasn't that many people doing it. Somebody came, purchased, and I was split testing pricing on my offer. So they came, they bought it for $97, and literally 2-3 days later, the guy was like, "Hey, I've just seen you've got a course," and he was like, "You've got a course and now you're just changing the price. I've come back to the home page and the page is different. You're charging a lower price. Can I get a refund?" And I was like, "Oh man, like it's not as easy for me to give you a refund considering I never took the money. It was one of those, a merchant account that took the money." And I was like, "Damn it." But what happened was, I said to him, I said, "Look, you know what? I'll actually give you a 30-minute consultation. That's probably going to be worth a lot more. It's about $500. You can learn and you can go and do this." And the guy was like, "Okay, cool." Got on the phone, spoke with him. I told him exactly what I did. He's like, "Well, you know what? We've already gone through your course and we've already made $30,000. It was like $28,000. And I was like, "Wow." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "What on earth did you do?" And he was like, "We just, that last thing in what you taught, we just applied it." And I was like, "Wow." And that just made me think that there are people that are doing things in multiple different niches and are getting results in so many different ways. Okay, I'm going to continue on. And guys, you know what I'm going to do? I don't know how this is working. I don't know if the messages are coming, but when I go to doing the questions with you, if I have to, I'll probably move it over to Facebook where we can do some real-time questions, just in case if GoToWebinar is not performing in the best way, okay? Not delivering me the questions. But let's just carry on going through, okay? So like I mentioned to you, just one of the strategies, that was 3 years ago. And I thought to myself, look, you know what? Amazing. That kind of led into me forming an agency, which I actually run. It's one of my businesses online. And what it is, it's a traffic agency where I now have the best video team, the people that can create us the best videos. I got the best copywriters on board. I've written hundreds and hundreds of headlines for thousands of ads, believe it or not, all the time. And we've got the best mentors, the best partners, and some of the best power traffic relationships. Okay, these are just some of the ad platforms that we are running traffic on. Today, I'm only going to go and touch on Facebook, right? I've got a team, I've got relationships with top account executives in Google, people that I've partnered up with where we're working on stuff that we get access to a lot of information that your average marketer doesn't. You know why? But running an agency, I get a lot of clients come on board and they have very large budgets. Some of them, whatever they can afford. Some are $2,000 a month, some are $5,000. Sometimes I got $100,000 to spend a month. What can you do for me? So we test a lot of ad platforms and we get results faster. Okay, I can, some of these Rev Content's a native ad platform. AdCash is very fast, gets a lot of traffic, but you need optimization on all of these ad platforms. And let me tell you one thing: going into this new area of business is very difficult because I don't know the optimum strategy on all of these ad platforms. I'm good at some of them, but for me to go and work that out, it costs me money, and I have to burn through thousands and thousands of dollars of cash. For example, Traffic Vance, we've spent a whole bunch of cash on there trying to get what's the best strategy. We've got results. These are PPV networks, some of them at the bottom, others are media buying, and then we've got Facebook. Because I've been doing Facebook the longest, I've got great experience, but soon as we progress, we're going to be opening up a lot more. So if any advertiser, any one of you on this webinar says, look, you know what, this is what I want, I've got access to a lot of email traffic as well through the relationships that I've built out. So I just want to let you know, it's just not Facebook. We do a lot of stuff, and me in the process, sometimes it drives you crazy. But in the process, I've also built out my own internal media buying team. We now run traffic on PPC, pay-per-click, pay-per-view. These are them pop-ups on the websites that you see. Media buying, which is you just doing direct buys off particular websites. Display, which is banners. our own exclusive traffic partners, native advertising. There's a lot of that going on around at the moment. Google AdWords, redirect traffic, CPA. I do a lot of stuff in CPA now, and that's all on relationships and strategic partnerships, which I've moved into. But I'm just letting you know, when it comes to traffic, I live and breathe this stuff, literally. So it's crazy. So what we learned in the process, we discovered a lot of traffic honey holes, and especially you guys have all come on board to learn about Facebook. And I'm going to be teaching you exactly what's happened with our Facebook campaign and how you can go and generate 10x return every single time. Okay, I'm going to give you one prime example, which is probably some of you people came onto this webinar via the Facebook ad, and I was actually running ads for the last few days, purely to see, okay, as a marketing test, as you do, and some of you clicked off the ad and are on the webinar as a result of that. My whole thing is this: how fast can you build the relationship from an ad? Anybody will click off an ad, they'll usually go to a web page. They're going to go and watch something. They're probably going to watch a video sales letter, or it could be a static page. You're going to go and watch something, and then somebody's going to buy, somebody's going to leave you their details, and then it comes into a follow-up process. How does the follow-up process work? Well, think about it like a business card. If somebody ever gives you a business card, it's your responsibility to follow up, because that's where the fortune is. The fortune is in the follow-up. So you need to be consciously and actively doing it. We do this via email marketing, which is taught in this industry, which is all great, and it works. It does require time, requires effort, but when it comes down to advertising, especially if you're in a coaching industry, if you're a consultant, if you're doing events, the faster you can build that relationship is the key, okay? That's probably the thing that I would say to you. And when it comes into, you need to understand the psychology of selling, why this works, and how you can go and make it work for you, okay? So we really want to shorten that path. The moment they click off an ad and the moment they get a relationship, the relationship is built. I'll give you an example. The people that clicked off this ad today, we could have done two approaches, okay? I'll cover this face-to-face example, how this can be done through high level of engagement. So let's just say, if I'm trying to sell a product, nobody will ever be able to challenge face-to-face selling. If I was selling a product to you, it could be Gucci shoes, it could be, you name it, a mobile phone, it could be a new TV set, or telling you to go to an event. If I'm in front of you face to face and I'm saying to you, hey, I've got this product, this is what it can do for you, the conversions are always going to be a lot higher. Always. You'll never be able to beat face to face selling. However, we are in the internet business, okay? So what do? If it's not face to face selling, the next set of conversions where we'll probably get the highest conversions is probably speaking to somebody. If we can speak to that person, they can ask us questions. They can go and understand, they can feel our energy, the tonality that we are using. They can start to suss out, okay, is this person real? Just like you're listening to me right now. A lot of people have started this webinar, they don't know me. And through, let's just say we've been like 39 minutes up on this call now, and you're starting to get to know who I am. Don't you see what's happening? The relationship is deepening as time goes on. And some of you have probably just clicked off the ad today. And by the end of the night, you've probably 1 to 2 hours about me, compared to the other approaches, which is, hey, I want to go and run an ad, and it goes to a website, and they go into my email list, and I don't want to make videos. I don't want to go and do all of the other cool stuff because I just want to email. But your conversions will always suffer. They will always suffer because your competitors are doing what's working and they are being more aggressive. So just like some people know, I'll give you an example of this webinar. Some people know me, some people didn't. One click is what starts the relationships. Yeah? Treat all clicks as real people. I put this webinar on very last minute, but I just want to let you know, I value every single person that's attended here is a real person, and I want to treat you like that. Don't just treat your clicks and your leads as leads. Treat them as real people. When I was running my 10x campaign, I would actually be sending it to let me talk about this. 1-page conversion, exactly. So it's one ad, the psychology, get the psychology, okay? One ad, and it goes over to one landing page. I didn't send them to so much other stuff. There wasn't even a video here. But what I did was I asked for details, and I knew the next step in the sales process, which will be a live interaction. I could have done this through phone. I could have done this through a webinar, which I'm doing exactly right now, or I could have done it through a live stream. I could have done it through a video even, right? So the faster you can do that in your selling, it doesn't make a difference what you're selling. I was listening to a podcast 2 days ago, and the guy was saying that we are selling tangible products, which is physical stuff, through webinars. And I was like, wow, we know about webinars being used to sell information, digital products, but when I was learning, they're educating the people through these processes and they are selling people on webinars. I was amazed, absolutely amazed. The technology is there. I had a one-page approach. And sometimes, to be honest with you, in this business, if you want to make a lot of money, when I mean a lot of money, sometimes it's just a 1 or 2 page approach is all you need, okay? And that's what's separating you and that $1 million that you may be trying to get. Could be 20,000 a month, 30,000 a month, whatever your number is. It's just sometimes that one page, okay? This all comes down to speed. My conversions would fall through every single time somebody clicked off an ad. I would at times request phone number. Yes, your lead count would drop. Not everybody is going to leave you their phone number. However, I'll test it out. I'll do just email. The data I'll get will always be higher if it's just one field. If you're collecting 2 fields, okay, it may drop a little bit. And each lead has its own value. So my thing was, look, if I can get a phone number from an application straight up, doesn't make a difference what I was selling. At times it was just, hey, I've got one page. I'm just using this page as an entry point into my world. Don't you get it? It's just, hey, come into my world, see what I'm about, see what I can do for you, see the results that I can help you get, right? Get it. It's really about speed. Just like some of you that clicked off an ad today and just came over, it's speed. You got to know me really quickly. This is an example. This is a live campaign I just ripped apart earlier for the webinar, believe it or not. And we were getting conversions I'm actually sharing you this stuff, okay? These were some of our ads, which I'll go and show you the structure and how I set them up. Some ad sets I was bidding super high on, other ad sets I was bidding low on. The reason why, I've tested a lot of these audiences before, okay? And to me, I know where I'm confident to spend a lot in a day, and I know where I can spend $20 or whatnot. I got some damn good conversions, I'll tell you this, and I was super excited because I was thinking, wow, I went and turned the budget straight up. I was like, let's just continue pushing this through. This was earlier on, and I just thought, okay, let me just share that with you. But very, very insightful, because it starts to show you, okay, look, you can start getting conversions. Depending on how you set up and structure your ads, there's not many people that you may know that will be confident to spend $1,500, $2,000 a day on Facebook. However, when you know what you're doing, and it's all calculated, we're not going in like blindlessly, we know what we're doing, therefore you can go and keep on scaling it. $1.70, it was, that's not the real number now because I've got so many ads running. But $1.70 to get somebody in a webinar, why do you think? I turn my budget up. I'll buy as many as I can, bring them on, because you know why? I'll do a fantastic job. I do presenting, and I'll build that relationship. And what do you think I'm going to be doing after looking at this? A lot more webinars. Let's just put it that way, okay? So that's the 10x. That's really moving forward with the 10x approach. You really need to get that. The only reason is I can go and spend $1,000. I'll make $10,000 back. Let's go back to the old screen. Let's just say I got 91 conversions. 30% of people show up on this webinar. I get 30 people show up on this webinar, which let's just divide 154 divided by what's $50? Let's just say $50. It cost me $50 to get 30 people in this webinar. Do you think even if I sold something at $500, I'd 10x my return? I'll give you an example, okay? I'm just trying to give you an example. It's possible and it's doable. You just need the right strategy and you need the right approach. That's where a lot of people go wrong, okay? It doesn't make a difference what you're selling. You could be selling events. And these models that I'm testing, I test fast because I get budgets. I can think, okay, you know what? We can do this, we can do that. And after having spent hundreds of thousands of dollars online, I instantly start to realize, okay, that didn't work. We burned through the first $2,000, it didn't work. So for example, you may have $2,000 budget. You could go and run an ad. And what will happen is you'd be like, hey, it didn't work. I lost 1,000 or, I didn't get the results. And then you put in another 1,000 and that's it. You stop the campaign. You feel sour about Facebook and then you think, I don't want to run this no more. Me, on the other hand, I've got, more budget to play with. I realized it didn't work in the first 2,000, but let's keep testing. And you know what? The 80-20 rule, you'll get 80% of your results from 20% of your actions, most likely. Sometimes it's the same thing. If you look, most of the conversions were coming from one of the top ad sets, not the others, which is like, hey, what's up? Now, Facebook works really funny sometimes, so you need to understand the system. Sometimes they favor different ads, different ad sets on exactly how to do things. But that's really getting in contact with the person as quick as possible. When I started to integrate video into my email follow-ups, you know what happened? 5x my conversions. People wouldn't open up my emails, but the moment I put an email, people would not respond as well. When I would start to go and integrate a video into it, instantly I started to see the results were literally skyrocketing. I didn't do much of it this year, but last year we got great results. And it totally depends on what you're selling. It can be totally different. Okay, so you could be selling anything: events, programs, products, services. We do a lot of services and products and programs. I'm an affiliate for programs as well, because I understand if there's a system and it's really good, why not speed up that human interaction, human touch in your marketing? Okay, you really want to do that. Treat these people as real people. Okay, if you are not using the phone in your digital marketing business, you are leaving so much money on the table. Okay, I'll tell you that again. You're leaving so much money. Now, you might think, hey, actually, I don't want to talk to people. That's the reason why I came for a computer business. I don't want to talk to these people. I just want to sit down. I want to do my thing and, want to chill in my room and run my business in my own time. But you know what? Get comfortable. And I'll share this in a few slides. You need to go and run this as a proper business, okay? It doesn't mean you have to talk on the phone. Some systems, they have people talking on the phones for you. You can go and hire people and pay them on commission. They can go and do the work for you. I've even got people on my team now. We've been doing it, and I've been doing it for the last 3 to 5 years. No reason why you can't do this. It's one of the magic keys, and I'll tell you this, to get a faster ROI on any dollar ad spend that you spend, okay? So once you do what I'm talking about, what I want to show you, traffic is the easiest part, okay? Remember this, what you learn the traffic part, but where everyone sucks at, or where everyone's sucking at, is the second part, the conversions. Because you can go and play platforms like Facebook, go and get 10, 20, 30,000, 2,000 clicks, 5,000 clicks, and you can go and get a lot. But you'll see in the process is you're probably not getting the results because you've got a conversion problem. It's not a traffic problem. Yeah. How many of you are enjoying this so far? Tell me. Let's go and see. Give me a good yes. Give me a good yes. I want to keep on seeing how many people are tuned in and you're not asleep. Okay, good stuff. I'm going to keep on going through this, okay? So get this. Look, you need to understand what's happening, why this is happening, and why your campaigns are suffering. Okay, it's very easy to get the clicks. You're not getting a conversion. That page converted pretty okay, as a test. It was one of my tests, and I thought I could put a video on it. I could do other things, but sometimes if you can get the lead within a certain cost, a certain price, that's all you want to focus on. You don't need to focus on all the other things because there's a lot of moving parts of this business. You want to minimize the parts. So the longer you delay the contact, the later you will see the money in the process, okay? You want to be connecting with them people as much as possible. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable in this business, or leverage. Really, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. This business, you need to get pushed out of your comfort zone. I had I wouldn't say a problem, but for a very long time, I did my first webinar, I think it was 2010, 2011, and then I stopped doing webinars for many years. And I said to myself, hey, why did I stop? And recently, I just started doing webinars again. And I said to myself, why have I abandoned this thing? Sometimes it was like, hey, you just got to get out of your comfort zone. And I have no issue in terms of talking. Procrastination is a big thing in this business, and it happens and we do it all the time. But you need to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Live a certain percentage of your life, whether it's 15% or 10%, on the edge of your comfort zone. Even with anything you do, you'll start to see the best results. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually show you how I do it, which a lot of people probably won't break this down. And I've broken it down in 7 parts. Some of you may have seen this before. I've actually modeled it and made it a lot more better with a lot more findings. But I'll tell you, look, if I'm going to go and run a campaign on Facebook and I think, okay, I want to make some money, what do? I set out a foundation, go through market research, identify what the Facebook ads are. That's kind of cool part. Targeting. This is the part where most people probably get hit or miss, which requires a little bit of testing. Which, if you're willing to do it and you see the long vision behind it, you'll be like, hey, I know I can go and make this work, and it should be no problem at all. Bidding and budgeting, followed by tracking and testing. Okay, so first thing is the ad foundation. You got so many different ads. This is actually an old picture, because they've got new options available as well, which actually allows you to just go run leads and start to see how things are. You just really want to focus on a few things: increase conversions or send people to your website. As an advertiser, you'll always want to be capturing the leads, and you want to be doing that in the most effective way and understand exactly what is the dollar value per lead to your business, right? You'd have to work that out based on what you're selling. And I hope you get that, right? With Facebook also now is a part of Instagram, so you can also tap into Instagram and see if your audience are hanging on Instagram more. And most people are going mobile. A lot of the things we started testing earlier on this year was a lot of mobile advertising. And what I like to do is I like to split up the campaigns, which I'll show you later. I like to split up the campaigns before just throwing everything in there, because it doesn't allow you to build anything out. That's where a lot of people find failure, and it doesn't work for them. So you need to go and be willing to test slow and move forward. Here you go. This is another Facebook campaign which was running before. $1,000 day budget, $3,000 spend. But what you can see from the page is I was bidding like I can't remember. Look, it says on the second column from the right, it was $1 a click. I was bidding around $1 a click. I wasn't being charged $1 a click. I was running it, and I knew because my ads were good, and therefore it seemed to work extremely well. How many of you would love to be doing stuff like that? We can go and just throw money, and you're not wasting it. It's all calculated, and you have a strategy to get it back. Sometimes it takes a while, but you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay that, hey, I'm putting in $1 today. It may come in, may come back tomorrow, may come back 4 or 5 days afterwards, or it may come back later. Now, some campaigns, you may get a return 30, 60, 90 days down the line. Some business owners are okay with it. Sometimes I like my 10x approach. It gets me cash, if not same day, if not probably 2, 3, 4, 5 days down the line. But the relationship is established, and it seems to work extremely well. Give me 1 second. I've got some people raising hands and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. Okay, it seems like everyone is fine for now. I'm going to continue on, okay? So you got to know your outcome. Traffic is all about numbers. You got to be good at it. It's very analytical. Remember that it's super analytical. And if you're not an analytical person, then probably I would say get somebody else to do this. I'm just thinking, did I spell this correctly? Sorry. You just sometimes get somebody on your team to go and do this type of stuff, because you may not find, that may not be your strength. And one of the biggest things in this business is you actually want to establish what are your strengths. Once you know what they are, you will be able to fly. Yeah. Everybody has a unique ability. It could not be looking at numbers all day. Certainly, I'm not that guy. I've done it, but I'm not that guy. That's why I have a team now. And if you are not good, get somebody to do it. Watch your numbers. Start off very slow. Don't go in the deep end too quickly. We want to spend $1 and make $5 to $10 back. Remember, that's the goal. Okay, and there is a strategy. Just like you see this page, they can go wrong, and this is where it really goes wrong. It can actually go wrong if you have a bad page. You'll have to spend money. You'll have to spend it and send a certain amount of people to the website in order for you to establish, is it a good page or not? If you already have swipe files, it's proven. Or if you have got insider contacts, like I have a lot of business partners now in this industry, I can see what campaigns they are running. I can start to see Or I can ask them, say, hey, how's your page doing? And they could say, look, you know what? We sent, I don't know, 5,000 clicks and this is what we got from it. Instantly, I'd think, you know what, that's a good page. We could just run with that page. Why do I need to reinvent the wheel? And sometimes
it's 12 o'clock.
Thank you very much. That's my computer telling me the time. But you'll start to see that, and you'll start to get that from. It's just like the fastest way to do it, especially with event advertising. A lot of people go and try marketing events because there's no proven model, and people are trying to optimize and test and try and get a result. You may not be getting consistent results until you found the right angle and then identified, okay, this is the way to do it. This is where I think where most people will go wrong, but be willing to test fast. I'll deploy a campaign, and if it doesn't get me results, even some ads that I was teaching one of the guys on my team, he was going through some of these ads, and I was showing him, and I was like, look, we're running the same ad to two different audiences. One audience is responding way better than the other. If I've served this ad over 1,000 times, do you think I should continue running it to this audience? We haven't had a conversion yet. However, for the same amount of times we've shown it to another audience, we've got 6-7 conversions. What do we do? And you need to be able to make the right calls and when to make the right changes. That's another part of it. And understanding when to switch one ad set off and when to increase the budget on another ad set. And that obviously comes with experience, okay? So one thing you need to understand is, who are these Facebook users? Really need to get into the mind of anybody on Facebook, okay? This is not a search-based platform. They are not in search mode. Anybody on Google, they will go on Google, they will go to buy something, which is all great. They're going on board, they've got a problem, they're looking for a solution, they're hitting search and they're getting a whole bunch of results. And what's happened is, that's not the, they're in different state of mind. You'll see Facebook users, it's an interruption based platform. It's display advertising. They're not in buying mode. Then there's no certain urgency. Ask yourself, if you are viewing Facebook on your mobile phone, or if you're looking at Facebook on the computer or your tablet, what state of mind are you in? You're probably just chilling and you're probably not doing stuff. You're probably just screwing around, as I like to call it. So you need to understand how this is a different strategy that works. You need to keep engagement at the core of your campaigns. That's what I would say to you. Like I was saying to you before, keep engagement. Don't chase the money. Facebook spy. This is something I started doing years ago. I learned this strategy. Now, depending on who you're marketing to, go spying. Go and set up sometimes dummy profiles, which is just go and set up a different Facebook ad account, and what you can, not an ad account, a different profile. If I was targeting people in a different country, for example, Spanish people speaking or marketing products in Costa Rica, or it could be selling to people in Japan or even Malaysia. And if I said I'm from Japan and Malaysia, I'll start to see ads targeted to those people. So it actually allows you to see how are those people being spoken to. So that's what I've done in the past, and it's helped. It just actually allows you to get up there pretty fast and get good results. And you can set these up in different locations, as I said. I've done this for a while. Create your own image swipe file. Purely because I know if I'm marketing, it would be good to have a swipe file of ads. And these are some ads of some marketers, all pretty successful, multiple 8-figure earners in this industry. Some of you may know them, some of you may not. But if it comes for me having to go create some new ads, what do you think the first thing I'm doing? I'm going looking at my swipe file and seeing, okay, let's see what our competitors are doing and let's get some ideas, because they're not silly. These guys have been doing this pretty well. And some, you can take, sentences, you can take headlines, formulas, and if it's working for them, and they're not going to be, Frank Kern's one of the highest paid copywriters in the world. And you see, he puts out some really cool stuff. So it's good to have all of this stuff to speed up your marketing, okay? I think I did this in a presentation one time, but look, study headlines. There's something going on there. You have a message. It's consistent. And the reason is, it works. And if you study it, and if I was writing an ad to that type of market, like if I found out who reads Cosmopolitan magazine, I'd find out and I'd think, okay, well, go and study the headlines, because what sells magazines? Headlines. Just like what sells newspapers? Headlines. And go and do the research in your different markets and go and pull this data together, okay? Psychology of ads. Remember one thing, image is everything. Where you will have the best results on ads is you want to make sure you got a kick-ass image. You really need to focus on that part. If you've got a bad image, it will cost you more money. The ads will not perform well. There's a lot of other numbers on the dashboard that you probably are not aware of. They're not going to do too well for you, and you may ask yourself, what am I doing? I'm not getting the results. Afterwards, when anybody looks at an ad, the next thing they take a look at is the headline. So the eye goes on an ad image followed by the headline, then they read the body copy. So whenever we create anything, that's the order that I would do it. Anybody in my team, depending on where the placement is. So I want to move on to one other topic which is happening a lot, okay? And it's happened over the last few years. I've experienced it. This is actually a screenshot of what happened to myself. One of my ads were banned. My ads account were banned. And the reason why is people are not following the Facebook advertising guidelines. What's happening? You're becoming a part of some affiliate programs that will teach you how to make X amount of money per day, and you were just not putting in much effort and thinking as a proper advertiser and thinking, hey, I'm just gonna go run some stuff. Most of the time you could be doing stuff fine, but what happens is you will have some issues. Sorry for that noise. You'll actually have you will not be compliant, and some of the pages are not ethical because of the headlines, the wording. Facebook will, I think it's not a real human that checks the ads. They actually go and start have a crawler that just goes and scans the image, scans the text, sees is it congruent with what's on the landing page, and then afterwards, that's what's happening. A lot of people are getting their accounts banned because there are things that you're not doing, and you have to go read the policy. I've had about 20 odd accounts banned, and let me tell you something, when it happens the first time round, you're like, ouch. And my biggest advice to you right now is treat your Facebook ad account like a baby. Like, really look after it. And if you want to do it, it's all on your own risk, what you wish to run. Even me running these ads for this webinar, I was thinking, I don't want my account to be shut down, because sometimes you don't know. Sometimes it happens, okay? So market research, understand who your audience is, go do competitive spying, go join some groups, look at fan pages sometimes. Look at your competitors' fan page that have a lot of visitors, and what you can start to see is how are they speaking to that market? What images are working? And you can go and just copy those images, right? And not copy, but you can take ideas and you can see how many shares, how many likes they had. You could sometimes use those because they're already validated for you, and you can go and churn it into an ad, right? Or something equivalent. Study the language of how people are spoken to. Look at what images work, which are shared. Who are they? Who is your ideal customer? What are their habits? What are their interests? What do they read? Are they married? Do they have kids? This is all important. You know why? Because when you are running ads, you can go and target these people. Which I'll talk about reporting afterwards. But a lot of people I know, they don't do this. They don't look at the reports, because you could have served an ad to all of them, all of the US. And what happens is, when you look at the reports, you'll see, you know what? Most of the people that clicked on the ad were teenagers, or they were all clicking from Florida. 60% click from Florida, and maybe you had 20% click from Texas. Now imagine you had that data and you looked at the report. You can actually go back and redo your ad and target those demographics. I have some partners doing $30,000-$40,000 a month on Facebook, and this type of data matters big time. You'll never be able to scale your campaigns if you're not doing stuff like that, okay? And understand where do they live. Graph search. Graph search is, I think it may be available in the UK now, but it's a search bar at the top of Facebook, so you can go and search stuff. And what you see on your screen now is, if you don't have it available, if you're non-US based, click on that little arrow, the drop down happens, go to settings, and then change your settings, your primary settings, to English US, hit save changes. Then you get access to something which is called a graph search, which actually allows you to type in stuff like people who liked Tony Robbins, and it'll show you all the people that like Tony Robbins. Or you could say pages liked by people who like Tony Robbins. Now let's just say you knew who your market was and you knew what type of pages. Let's just say we talked about golf. We were marketing golf clubs, or to the person that plays golf. if I went and did some research and I found out, well, you know what, if they love golf, there must be golfing equipment. And if there's golfing equipment, those companies will have fan pages. They'll probably go and do some research. And if I found, let's just say use Nike for one example here. If somebody goes and clicks on searches Nike, we go into the first Facebook search bar and we type in pages liked by people who like Nike. And if it was Nike Golf or something like that, it'll instantly start to show the other pages, and we can go and use that in our targeting. You can actually take a screenshot of this or take a picture even with your phone or something, or write it down. It's actually really, really valuable. There's certain parameters that you can go and type. You can use this in your targeting and it helps a lot. Okay. I want to touch on Google Trends. You can always go over to Google Trends, see what's trending now if you want to find out some information regarding what's happening currently in the market. Like newsjacking, you can sometimes tailor your headline based on what's happening in the news and use those images because they get high click-through rates. You can do that. This is a great website called SimilarWeb. You can go and use SimilarWeb. Thank you. I'm just drinking some water. You can actually use SimilarWeb for some great insights. If I'm going to go and launch a campaign and I've never been in that market before, I'll probably go onto SimilarWeb and it'll give me some insights about who the average person is, what their demographics is, what type of traffic is coming and people are buying and so forth, right? And then you can go over to a website called Alexa, which also gives you traffic information for market research. I'm going to go and just see if we have any questions, so give me a moment. How's everyone finding it? Give me some feedback, guys. We have a lot of people on this webinar. A lot of people are enjoying it. I'm getting a lot of yeses. I'm going to answer a lot of questions afterwards when we've covered. I just wanted to go through a lot of this stuff so you get it. You actually get it so you can go and start to put the stuff and start implementing it, right? Just give me a moment. Okay, I'm going to roll on. So Facebook ads. Actually, let me just close this thing to the side. Facebook ads. We have... Oopsie daisy. Give me a moment. Thank you very much. I appreciate the people that are enjoying this. It's taken a lot of time, a lot of money, even to put this thing together. So it was a bit crazy to just get it to the stage that it's at. Okay, let me just continue, okay? Facebook ads. That's the audience tool that you can go in and start researching different types of audiences, and it will be able to tell you so many different things. For example, you can choose a location, age, gender, and it will tell you the different types of demographics, the locations that the people are in, activities, the household income, and you can go and then use that information. You can actually save this as an audience and load it into Facebook and then use that when targeting your ads. And you want to ask yourself, what type of ads do you want to run? Most of the times you just want to use conversions. If you know how to use conversion pixels, which is just placing a little piece of code on the thank you page, you can go and start getting data back to let you know which one of your ads worked, just like the way I showed you some of the stuff before, right? Promoting your page, increase engagement. If you're doing mobile apps, great for that. Video views, you see the one at the bottom, really, really good. I've done a lot of video views, depending on the purpose of the campaign. If you want it branding, if you want to get a lot of people out. I think Facebook recently said if your video plays and it doesn't go past 10 seconds, I think it was 10 seconds, you don't get charged for the view. They said something like that. You can Google it and find out the most accurate information, but I heard it recently. I was thinking it's pretty cool. It's like YouTube. If you run on YouTube, after 30 seconds, if the video is played on one of those interstitial ads that come up in between when you're watching a video, if the user doesn't watch it past 30 seconds, the advertiser does not get charged. So you can go through and set up a very simple campaign. I usually just go to website conversions because it feeds me data back. You can use custom audiences, target locations, very simple. And sometimes you can split them up in several locations. Or what I like to do is when I look at the age research, now if I go to some events and I look at the people in the room and I think, okay, 80-20 rule again, who's actually buying this stuff? Who's here that's actually paid money? It gives you a lot of data. So you can go back and target certain people like that. Sometimes if you're, and I was speaking to one of my clients recently, and she was like, hey, I want to go and target people that speak Irish, because she's Irish, and she's like, I want to speak people, I want to target people. And I was like, well, you know what? If you want to work with people in the US, she was like, there's a huge community out there. I was like, really? She was like, yeah. I was like, well, by all means, you can do that. So pretty awesome. And then the next part is the interest part. You're really gonna have to go and play around with the interest part. And you see this audience definition on the top right hand side of the page. You've got a red bar, and then you've got a broad section on the right, and you've got a green semicircle above. What you want to do is really try and see if you can get that green, the arrow or the pointer right in the middle. Try and see if you can get it right in the middle, and if it's there, then you can go and choose the right placement for this, okay? And then you can go over how much you want to spend. I always start off relatively low. I used to start off with 20, 30, 40, $50 a day. I changed that whole approach because I realized I was like, it's not the ultimate way to do it. If it works at $5, it will work at $10. So keep it small. And the good thing with Facebook, you can control your budgets, right? Your image is what will pull in the clicks. Make sure it's very powerful. This is the image that I used for my ad. Did fantastic. You saw the results before. I think I'd definitely be using it again. And when I started this campaign off, I actually started, this is my strategy. Nobody's going to share this with you. I started it off with a way that the ad, I only started right hand side ads first. Now, they're the ones that you see on the right hand side. And the reason purely being because I wanted to just get some data. I ran six ad sets. I didn't go crazy. I kept my bids low, and I started to see what worked, what didn't. By the morning, I knew what was working. And what I always do is separate my ads into different ad sets. I use right hand side, so the ads that you see on the right, and I separate those from the newsfeed and versus mobile, because you can target mobile phones. I started running a mobile ad, and the conversions were way higher compared to what I was doing on right hand side. Instantly, I thought, I'm getting the better result on the desktop. So I don't need to go and spend more for the same market, same audience on the mobile. And then newsfeed. And newsfeed gives you more real estate. Remember that. So and newsfeed ads are good, and they are very good in some industries. You have to test it. The only thing is, on the right hand side ad, when somebody clicks, there's only one objective. It takes them off to the direction. Newsfeed ad, people can like your post, then comment on your post, they can share it, and they can click it. So there's 4 different activities going on there. Sometimes you'll get somebody click, like, comment. That's not your objective. Your objective is to move the user along the line. Remember one thing, marketing is selling the next step. When I learned that a long time ago, I was like, wow, I don't have to sell the outcome, which at times in the headlines you do, but you're just selling the next step. You just want to get them onto the next step. The ad gets the person onto the page. The page just gets the lead. The lead takes them onto the next page. The whole purpose of the video sales letter or whatever it may be is to get a conversion, okay? To understand that in your marketing. This is an approach, and this is the approach that I use. I never used to do it like this. It was very different years ago. And after speaking and sitting down with a lot of marketers that have been spending a lot of money online, I gathered that if you want to get the best results, you have to network. And I went to Vegas, and I was sitting down with a guy that was doing about 20 million a year. I managed to pick his brain, and I was like, dude, like, what's your setup? Like, when you structure your campaigns, what do you do? And he just broke it down for me. And then I went and spoke to somebody else, and a guy was running in targeting women, the female market. And I was like, hey, what's your strategy? Because this is what I'm doing. And he was like, yeah, well, this is what we are doing. And sometimes it's good because you can see 2 different people. Once they align, you're like, okay, we're doing it right. So this is one campaign approach. Have one ad campaign. Inside the ad campaign, you have separate ad sets. Ad sets are different interests. One could be Tony Robbins. Number 2 could be T. Harv Eker. Number 3 could be Jim Rohn. It could be anything, okay? What you start to realize, when I bunch them up like this, I can start to see which one gives me more conversions. If you're looking at the middle of your screen, I've got $1 4 conversions for 29 conversions for £1.04. It's like just under $2. And then set 1 is giving me around $1, which I got 16 conversions. At that moment, I'd probably go and increase my budget to get the data. And you always have to be testing, be willing to test. Then you've got the right hand side. When you click into the ad set, you see the ad inside, and you can see inside how the ad is performing, and it actually gives you a number on the far right hand side as well, and that actually gives you the performance of the ad, and it's got a great click-through rate. So I'll just give you an example, very very simple, low budgets, one campaign, few ad sets, and then go create the ad. It's just really a one ad, one campaign approach, right? You can go target them individually by country. Sometimes I'll do that. It takes more work. However, you want to focus on really conversions. Really, you want to focus on conversions. Traffic is as the easy part. You can go set up an ad. It'll run on autopilot. It will just run. Target people by interest and testing who is the most responsive to your message. Just like what we saw before, you saw people were more responsive on one particular ad set than the other. They had the same ads inside. And to me, it's like, okay, well, now I know that market's good. Just like I showed you my webinar campaign when I was running $1,000, I went and increased it to $1,000 because one of them was doing extremely well. And at all times, you need, I want to share on this, right? At times in this business, sometimes, and this has come from after testing so much, and the conclusion, and I've had this at some masterminds, which is sometimes you just need one ad and one target to make you millions. And really get this. It's sometimes you don't need 20 different targets, 30, 40, 50. It's just if your message is congruent with that one target, it could be one website, it depends on wherever you're advertising. It could just be one ad and one target. It changed everything for you in your business, because it's happened for me and it's happened for other people, and I saw it and I was like, wow. Sometimes if it's different traffic partners, you may need a handful of traffic partners to help you get to where you want to get to. And the way I see it is, if it's not websites, because websites are owned by people as well, but if I know what the target is, and if I built a relationship with that website owner, and if I only need 2 to 3 different relationships, enough to go and make me $1 million or $10 million. Now, this is how I think. Me moving forward, we're trying to secure one relationship at the moment, and it looks like it's promising, very, very promising. I'm not going to share much, but ad spend is like $3 million a day, every single day. And to me, it's like, look, if we can do it right, we've got abundance flow of traffic. So I'm just trying to give you an example of what the Facebook ad platform can do for you. I'm going to show you some stats. When you've got your campaigns running really well, at one time, 1 cent, 1p clicks, 10,000 clicks, and look how much it cost me, $200, £110. Another one, £10, 575 clicks, $71, which is about $1, $120. You've got 2,300 clicks. Again, $25, 1,100 clicks, 9 million impressions, 22,000 clicks. How much did it cost me? $2,000, averaging 5 cents, 5p, which is about 8 cents. And then you've got some more data. Yeah, this is what I've been doing, and I can go and run ad campaigns. On the last one at the bottom right now, you've got 31 million impressions, 41,000 clicks. Didn't cost us a lot. You know why? Because we started small, we tested, we were congruent, and keep it running. And I just want to share with you, look, this is the power. You let it all go work for you, okay? Targeting. Narrow your niche, don't expand it. I was told this by one of my mentors a long time ago. The man that chases 2 rabbits catches none. Narrow your niche or niche, don't expand it. Go write that one down. I actually had that on my wall for like 6 months, and every single time I'd be doing it, I'd be like, wow, remember, narrow your focus. I don't need to go serve the masses. You can actually go and upload email lists and phone numbers to Facebook. You can go buy lists, your own email lists from list houses. If you want to target dentists, for example, you can go upload their phone numbers and go target all of these people. You can target and grow your own Facebook groups. Bidding and budgeting, like I was explaining to you, you want to start off sometimes at 20% near the top bid price to get momentum over the other bids. I made a typo in that slide, but you can go and do that, right? Initially. So if it's suggesting you pay $1, for example, give it $1, but your budget's low. Just get some data back every single time. The first few ad tests that you do, you're buying data. you've got these things called OCPM versus clicks. OCPM, which means optimized cost per impression. Impression is the Roman numeral. The M is the Roman numeral for serving ads. Sorry, for 1,000, I believe. So they just use M for that. So cost per 1,000. What that means is CPM. It'll be a price. How much is it costing you to display an ad 1,000 times? O, they add it on, which just means it's optimized. So Facebook determines the best price for you. Or do you go with clicks? Now, there are different ways to do things. It's totally down to you when it comes down to bidding. I usually do clicks if I'm testing something initially, control my budget. Sometimes Facebook will charge you a lot more. Excuse me. Or in other instances, I may let Facebook go and tell me what the best thing is to do first. And I'll bid like $5, $10, and then let me get some data back. And this is the same campaign again. What did I want to show you from there? So look, most of these were on per click because I wanted to control it. Some of them where I wasn't getting much impressions, which was a reach, the third column inside this is like, damn, we're not getting impressions. Maybe the clicks are not working. So some of those ad sets we had to go and change to impressions. Just Facebook makes more money if you pay them for impressions because they just make money every single time your ad is served compared to them having to click on your ad, right? Followed by tracking. You need to be tracking. This is inside. Go and take a look at your reporting tabs. You need to go and see where your conversions are coming from, how much it's costing you. If you're not doing this, again, it's like burning money. You don't want to be doing that. You want to keep your eye on the ball, make sure everything is working, look at your reports, and pretty simple. And then test. I cannot stress how much you have to test, but in the testing phase, you can have a business now. You want to identify who your market is, and you only get that by testing. You can go and make unlimited amounts of money. Make sure you split test the ads, the headlines, your ad placements, demographics, the images. 90% of people will fail because they give up too soon. And these are some things I really want to share, right? It really is. You could be in this industry watching stuff go by and don't want to dip your toes in and see, okay, I want to get involved in this stuff or whatnot. A lot of people are sitting on the sidelines, and I want you to stop sitting on the sidelines and really get up and go and play, because the time that it's costing you to stay where you are is costing you a lot. If you're not making the money that you want to be making and you really feel that you have the ability to go and make that type of money, months, weeks, days go by so fast. Ask yourself, how fast are days going by? They go by like so quick. And if you're not making money that day, and if you have a business, where's the problem? Is it a business or is it you? So you need to get up and just go for it. And it's costing you more, not you, sometimes myself as well. It costs us more to stay in the position that we're in because of we have fear, we have all of these other reasons, and blah blah, stories we tell ourselves, which you need to work on, which I'm not going to go into personal development talk here, but just saying, winners take imperfect action, losers keep perfecting their plans. Sometimes a lot of people have this stuff tuned into them. They don't realize this. You might think, oh, I want to make it perfect, my website perfect. I get to see so many different landing pages and I get to see what works. Remember, the advertisers that are spending money with us, that are working, that are spending a lot, I get to instantly start seeing, well, that's what your page looks like. And that's what the next part looks like. And that's what the next thing looks like. And there are, I've got a perfect conversion funnel. I know why it's working. And I can instantly see where people don't. So stop perfecting stuff and just go and get to work. Be willing to fail fast. I'll tell you this. This is wisdom. Take this as wisdom. I'm sharing this stuff with you purely because it's cost me so much to learn this. And somebody said this to me before. If it took you 10 to 20 mistakes to go and make $1 million, how quickly would you be willing to go and make them? Ask yourself, if you had to go get to that income goal, what are the failures? We're all going to face failures. So the way I see it is, how quickly can I go and fail in this area? And the faster I fail, the faster I knew what works. Just like in August, I wanted to test 2 new ad platforms, and it was expensive to test. And I thought to myself, if I don't test it now, months will go by. And if I did test it, which I did eventually, I got the data. I knew it knows it, and at least I know it doesn't work, or it does work. And I knew, okay, I have these 4 new platforms. You know what? These 2 are very promising. We got sales from this one, and out of this one, we actually had maybe this particular ad set was just kicking ass. Like, I found a gold mine, the way I feel. And that's it. It's just because I had the mentality of, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go test fast. And I always say this, it's always good to have a mentor in different areas of your life, not just business, spiritual, relationship, fitness, health mentor, or even a business mentor, because they can always steer you in the right direction and help you get to the next level, usually shortcutting your journey. And at this point, I realized, and I want to share this with you basically. At this point, I realized that the fastest and the most secure way to make money online or to do anything in life is to really follow a mentor who's already achieved everything that you want and use their proven blueprint to success. And this is a really famous quote. The fastest way to succeed or success is to copy someone who has already done it. I don't know who wrote that, so it was some famous person. And I want to cover this. Are you stuck? Like, really ask yourself, are you stuck right now in life? And if you are, what does it feel like to be stuck? That you're saying to yourself that, hey, I have a business, but you're just not getting the results. I took this passage out of a book, but I just want to share it with you, okay? It usually means that you are stressed and you're uncertain, you're frustrated, days go by and not much happens. You spend an enormous amount of time grappling with unpleasant issues like cash flow or meeting payroll, and it feels like you're hanging from a cliff by your fingernails. But when you'd really like to spend time working on highly leverageable activities, guys, or you listening to this right now, if you really got that line, it would give you an aha. If you'd like to spend time working on highly leverageable activities, but you aren't sure what the most intelligent steps are to make, believe me, I've been there, okay? That's possibly because you're going at it alone. That's the reason why you're stuck. And if you do feel stuck right now in one area of your life, that's the reason. And I saw that because I was once that guy. I was doing a lot of these things alone, and I thought to myself, I can't operate like this no more because the last 3 months' results have been the same. It's not much. And I want to keep on moving forward. What am I doing? I got to change my approach. I need to get into people in this industry. I need to really engage. I need to understand what's going on. So if you are stuck, I don't know. It could be a reason, but it possibly is. And that approach that, hey, the mentality of I can do it myself, really, it works for a 6-year-old, but doesn't work in the sticky business world of the 21st century, okay? Environments matter big time, okay? Is the reason why I'm always going to events, and I will always keep on going to events, because it'll propel you, you meet people, you'd start to see people who are real in this business, and you need to leverage. And if you leverage, you'll make millions. And obviously I put a nice graphic here, but leverage really equals millions, because it takes you out to focus on your unique ability and not focus on tasks that are mundane, that you are good at but you hate it. And there's stuff like that I do which I'm good at, but I'm sick and tired of doing them, and you just don't want to do them now. Like, whatever, start leveraging. You get this, again, leverage equals millions. And it's taken me a long time to go and learn this stuff, and your past is not equal to your future. The next 30 days are a blank canvas with you and your traffic campaigns, with you and your business, with you and your relationships, or whatever it may be, whatever you're doing with the people around you. It's a blank canvas. Don't go and project. There's nothing stopping any single one of you to go and get 10 leads a day, 20 leads a day, go and start some campaigns, start getting results, and say, hey, I have a traffic problem. You don't have a traffic problem. People, there is, you can buy traffic. You can pay people to get traffic for you. You don't have a traffic problem. It's never usually like that. But the thing is, get this and don't get your emotions involved. Because yes, it's money, and sometimes you don't get a return. At the beginning, you are not getting a return on your investment instantly, but you need to withdraw those emotions, and you'd be like, hey, you know what? It comes with time. I learned this when I did a webinar many years ago. It didn't work out. I didn't get the results, and I asked myself, hey, this is I was blown away. I was like, man, I could have made $100,000 tonight. Didn't work out. What happened? And I realized the next few days I took some time out, and I said to myself, I need to really just take a deep step and think. And instantly I realized, don't be getting your emotions involved. It's just business. It's just business, okay? And I want to cover the 80% approach. I studied this and I learned this from Dan Sullivan, he runs Strategic Coach, and he talked about the 80% approach. He's like, entrepreneurs and business owners, we are good at doing things, but sometimes we never finish them off completely. We'll do stuff and we'll leave them and we'll get to one stage and we'll never ever finish it correctly. Okay? So what did I understand by that? He was like, we are good at 80%, but we kind of screw up on the last 20%. We procrastinate. Other stuff gets into the way. And it happened with me, and I was thinking, you know what? You're right. I remember when I was listening to this, I was thinking, I was writing an ebook recently, and you know what? I did 80% of it in 2 hours. The last 20% took 4 weeks. So what he suggested was get somebody else to go and do the last 20%. And it was like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, just get somebody else to go and do the last 20%. And if that did happen, what would happen is you would focus on 80% of the approach. And if you gave somebody else to do the other 80%, the other 20%, their competence level will also just be at 80% because they're going to slack in some areas. But he was saying, in order for you to complete a project or a task, most of us will never do 100%. But if you use this approach, you will have 80% covered plus the 80% of the other person. You are actually 96% there having a more best completed project than you doing yourself. I focus and I take a look at the 80-20 principle a lot, especially when it comes to traffic, because 80% of the targets will not work out. It's usually just a 20%. And I showed you that in my example as well. And you get that. You're like, okay, I don't need to go. So really sometimes think, who are these real top 20%? So the process I've shared with you is powerful, very, very powerful. And I bet you're thinking, how does it get better than that? But before that, I'm just going to go and quickly pull this down. I want to ask them, see how people are getting on. Hopefully nobody's fallen asleep. How's everyone doing? How are you all doing on this webinar? Are you guys enjoying this stuff? Because I'll tell you the hands down approach. This is how I've learned, and I started to see the psychology, the approach, the thinking on how I'm going to go and attack these businesses or the traffic sources. Even with Facebook, it's like, hey, we'll get traffic. Where are we going to get the conversions? It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's actually super, super simple. Okay, so I'm gonna dig on. I'm gonna continue. All right. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Actually, give me 1 second. Yes. Actually, 1 second. I need to move this box out of the way because it's blinding me. So I want to ask your permission for myself to go and deeper into this, right? Since you're still on this here, listening and paying attention, and I think you're definitely serious about generating a full-time, stable income with Facebook, and I know you want to do it from one of the fastest and the most easiest and the most effective and effortless ways possible, you actually have an opportunity to partner up with Digital Traffic Agency, which is my agency, okay? So if you really feel excited about the potential of getting traffic and what the internet really holds for you and how much money you can actually make online, then listen further as you really need to pay attention right now to everything that I'm about to say. I want to introduce you to this thing called the 10x FB campaign generator, okay? And I'm going to go and just share a little bit about what it is. Really what it is it's my team that actually will work with, well, it already does this with a lot of clients, but I'm doing this as a webinar special. So if you're in a situation right now that you want to go and get traffic, my team will actually go and do all of the campaign build for you, right? They will go and do the research, they'll go do the analysis, go design your ads, go create the graphics, and go and place them inside of Facebook. All of the stuff that we just talked about, you just save yourself going and doing it all. And technically, once it's all set up, all you go and do is just press play and you will start getting traffic and everything is done for you. And the best thing is you actually get to control the budget. Anybody that usually comes in to our agency and like, hey, can you go run traffic campaigns for us? We ask them a whole bunch of questions and so forth, and depending on the budgets, and sometimes they ask us, can you go and manage this for us? And they have different types of budgets, and my team will only work with people if they have certain types of budgets. I know people in this webinar want to get the best of both worlds. They may not have the best budgets, but they also want to get the results, and they don't want to go and test everything and spend months and months of testing, considering we've only got another 5-6 weeks. You're not too far from 2016, and you really want to hit the ground running in 2016. You don't want to be at that stage where you're thinking, okay, what am I doing? How am I going to move forward with this? Where you can actually have a traffic partner who are working alongside you, helping you to go and build your campaigns. So basically, it's a 10x done for you build, which usually is valued around $2,997. Okay, that's equivalent of anybody that comes in plus ad budget, what they would usually come in. Well, on top of that, what I'm willing to do is have a one-to-one power consultation with you guys, where we work with you and go on your online, find out where you are on your online journey, go over with what's been working for you and what hasn't, right? Really identify the blueprint from before, identify your strengths, where you need to be, identify your goals, and then build out a strategy for you with the traffic, so you can start getting traffic that you can control, right? Outlay a plan for 2016, and do a funnel walkthrough. If you already have a sales funnel, you can say, look, this is what I got. Some of them are not Facebook compliant, therefore it's not as easy for us to just go and start traffic for you and say, hey, you know what, you can go and just run it. I want to work ethically with a lot of marketers, and the people that we're working with, I want to help you guys go and get traffic long term. With all of my experience, all the best things that we've done, the big successes, we can get you off on the right start, okay? Something alone for this is $9,000. I charge $1,000 an hour sometimes just to discuss traffic stuff, because the things that I will tell you, one conversation, I could just tell you to go and do one thing. It will just change the whole course of your campaign. And then campaign mobilization, where the team overviews your current traffic status, and again takes a look at your email follow-up and so forth. And we're going to take a look at that as well. Usually there is a campaign mobilization fee with any advertisers. Bearing in mind, Digital Traffic Agency, which is my agency, has a lot of costs, and we have to go and do the testing first before we would even go and run that. That's a total of like $5,494. There we go. Ultimate Facebook lead magnet. So what my team is going to do, they look at all of that, but they're going to help you craft the perfect lead magnet to help you get the best results. And like I mentioned, I want you to think long term. We work with our partners, which we want some commitment on board. People that are really serious in this business, that want to go and get that result and are willing to go and do that testing phase, have your own budget, start getting sales through the methods, through the strategies that we tell you. And really, I'll tell you straight, the strategy alone is why the conversations are so, it's a premium conversation. I wouldn't let it out to anybody, because I know I give it to you. I've shared a lot with you on this, but when you have your own individual funnel and your own angle and your own region that you want to target, you can go and customize something directly to yourself, and it's a lot more impactful, okay? So just to have the mobilization with the lead magnet, which my team will help you with, that's also a value of $297, right? I'm also willing to do this 8-week support and have my team to help you look over your campaigns. So once they've gone and we've gone and researched, we've gone and built them up, and they're already set up now, you go and click the button. We're already doing this for a lot of other clients anyway, but you go and you click on the button and you make it work. Let's just say 1, 2, 3 days into it, you're not getting the results. You can come back into the group and say, look, these are my campaigns. This is what I'm getting. You can instantly get my team support to actually go and help you go and change that around, okay? And that alone, it could sometimes be I'm bidding wrong, I'm paying too much. This alone will save you time and money. Just like when I go into a new area of traffic, if I ever get a chance to meet an expert, I'd pick their brain. I'm like, hey, I know I have to go and spend so much money to go find out what works, what doesn't, but can you just give me the shortcut? Because you'll just save me $5,000 right now. And if anybody ever gives that to me in those industries, trust me, or on those ad platforms, instantly I know, you know what, I've just saved myself so much money regardless of the investment, because I now have a proven strategy that works, okay? So that comes down to, sorry, my thing is a bit messed up. That's also, the 8-week private Facebook group access, $497. And then I will give you a special bonus, which is my Facebook ad swipe file, the one I've been building for about 4 to 5 years now. Okay, and I go there all the time if I want to go churn stuff out really, really quickly. Go and see what works, different types of markets. A lot of it's info space, digital marketing. So therefore, a lot of event ads, a lot of digital product, ebooks, you name it. There's a lot of stuff that we've been swiping for many, many years, and it's like I have that available for you, and that's like $1 million worth of education, absolutely free. Okay, you've also got access to that, which I'd like to throw in for you, so you get it working for you, right? So, and those things really, really help, because you know why? You're not starting from idea up. You're working backwards. It's all reverse engineered. You're looking at what was working, what was proven, and then you're crafting something around. It's like taking a look at those Cosmopolitan magazines that I shared with you earlier. Go and pick something that's working, but there really is no library for this type of stuff. It's like you have to go and build this stuff yourself, and this is one thing that'll actually allow to open up joint venture. This virtually will allow you to partner up with me, and if you become good at traffic or have high converting offers, we will always have lots of targeted traffic. What this means is this, right? The value is actually $10,000. That's a typo on the screen, okay? Just to let you know. When I've ended up building up a very large network of traffic publishers, as well as a whole bunch of traffic sources that we've tested. Some of those traffic sources have seemed to discover honey holes, as I call them, where it may not be in the market, but there's so much traffic there that all you need to do is align an offer. And let's just say by chance you have that offer, there'll be a chance for you to partner up. Okay, and why I say it's priceless? Because you don't know which way it goes. It could go in any direction you want. Okay, it wasn't $1,000 because I really value my time and my relationships. But even when you have a list size of, let's just say 8,000 people, and the people that we're working with, I say this, there's a chance for you individually to start partnering up with one another. I know what works. I've put partnerships together, and I can exactly fast track you, helping you get your results. Okay. On top of that, landing page swipe file, all of our landing pages that have worked for us, or we keep in our swipe library. These will be available to you for ideas. Again, landing pages. If I see something I like, it's valued at $497. I would probably go and give it to one of our developers and say, hey, can you go develop something like this? We'll just change the headline, but I know the page style works. So, you get a 10x done for you build, which I'd say to you more or less, that's the biggest thing here. Usually anybody coming over to the agency is like, hey, can you run a campaign on Facebook? Yes, Facebook's getting more tighter. It's becoming harder for people to go and do this. But we're still willing to go and work with advertisers and marketers really to help you go get that result. You want to go and spend $200, $300, put people on webinars, you want to go and do digital products, you want to go promote live events, you can either stay in the same position, get the same results, or you can keep working with professionals who have been doing this stuff day and night. You definitely find value from the one-to-one power consultation, just like you've had value from this webinar, I hope. The mobile campaign mobilization fee. Sorry, this is a mess, but I'll just skip through it so you see it all. So you'll get the ultimate Facebook lead magnet. You get a Facebook private group access. Now that's really valuable. I value my time a lot, but like I mentioned to you, I'm working with a handful of people that just want to end their struggles with Facebook and want to move forward and get the results. And my team will go and build this stuff for you, all right? And you'll have access to me, and my team will chime in, tell you exactly where you're going wrong, and you can go and keep on moving it forward. Plus, you get a Facebook ads swipe file, the landing page swipe file, and the joint venturing, which is absolutely priceless. But you will have to get your lists up to about $8,000 before you do that, which I'd like you to do that, and I'll tell you it's not hard to do. That's a total value of like $17,000, right? I want you to understand this. You're in a business of selling. When it's marketing, you're really here trying to sell, and you're really trying to get the results, okay? You need to understand targeting. Once you've got that, you're getting leads, consistent leads. You are then going to start churning in sales, and then you work at a profit per sale, and then it's just frequency. You want to just do that over and over again. And I just explained to you from the very beginning how 2-3 days ago, set up a webinar campaign. One ad. I didn't even do anything that much. One ad, one page. And you know what? Instantly, the relationship has already been built. There's nothing stopping you from doing this. And the thing is, the formula is already there and the traffic is already there. And now with Instagram opened up, it's absolutely crazy. So look, it's not 17, I'm not going to charge you $17,000 for a Facebook ad campaign and this whole awesome package. I'm not even going to do $9,997, not $499, $4,997. I want you to understand that this information that you will learn has been worth several $1 million for me and every other big player in the online world. I can tell you that for now. I will be doing more webinars. I'm even losing my voice. Sorry, I'm drinking some water, but I will be doing more webinars and I will be targeting Facebook. And if you want to go do webinars and say, hey, you know what, Ray, can you do webinars for me? Hey, we're doing events. Look, this is the event. This is what we want to fill up. Then I can help you. My team can go and help you build you that campaign. You will be responsible after you go deploy it. However, you still have my team to help you and aid you, to guide you, to get you the right results. If you are not getting the right traffic, you're going to be like, look, you know what, this ad set's not working. You can just show the campaign. You know what, you'll get answers usually within minutes. And that will be able to allow you to change and just put your thing set up, okay? Even just an ad setup, if the ad campaigns come through the agency, they range anything from, depending on the ad budgets, $2,997, anything from there onwards, okay? I'm not even charging you that. Plus, the strategy alone is worth $10,000 alone, just to walk away with the strategy. Because if somebody said, hey, I want to put 1,000 people in a webinar, and you show me the strategy, they can go and do it again and again and again. So look, your 10x FB campaign generator is only $1,997, right? Remember, this is only for you if you're 100% serious about becoming a success in this business, okay? This offer is limited to only 10 people today via this webinar, and because it's working hands-on, working with you. And if you want to get set up now, that's the link you go to, digitaltrafficagency.net/order. I'll just check with the guy on my team to make sure that is the correct link, but that is the link, and it's as easy as that. You'll get the team to come on board. We'll go through your initial stuff, what you've been doing, go and take a look and start to see what was working for you, what has not been working for you. I'll tell you the ultimate strategy and what you need to be doing. I'll also tell you what you need to be doing when it comes to your email follow-ups. If you need any help there, or if your funnel is not looking right, I can tell you, look, this is what you need to go and do. If you want to go and model the same approach that we've been doing, that actually allows us to go and get 10x return. Give you the link again. So look, this is what it was. The price, let me just copy and just show you this. So look, it's not that. So it's just probably easier if I do it like this. Okay, so look, that's the link. So the 10x campaign build, we're going to go and work with you and help you build your campaign. That's like you used to coming and saying to me, Ray, can you go and build my campaign for me? And I don't do it for everybody because it's very time consuming to work with you and to really help you get results. But if you're in that position that you're saying, look, you know what, I want to get results, I want to work with the pros, I want somebody to go and build it for me, then you have the opportunity to work with us one-on-one with a power consultation as well. We'll go through everything that you're doing. The mobilization fee, you've got that included with all of this, and you get a lead magnet, the Facebook private Facebook group, Facebook ads file, and the joint venturing, and the landing page swipe. So really, it's really put you in. It's going to be putting you in a position where you will be able to go and get traffic on demand. I'm just going to copy this link and just paste it in here. Actually, I spelled it wrong. It's called digital traffic. I had a typo in that. I think when I typed it in. No, actually, that's fine. So look, I've actually just pasted a link into the chat box, and I've put it in, so it's available for everyone to go and see. In terms of replays at the moment, I don't know. I'm super busy with a million things at the moment, so I'm gonna see. But look, who's got any questions? By all means, you have me available right now. You have the ability to ask me questions, and regarding Facebook. I did this webinar. I wanted to share a lot with what I was doing. I've always had a lot of people saying, hey, can you go run traffic for us, and so forth. This is really a done for you hands-on approach. So I just want you to understand that it's not, you know, it's not buying a traffic course. It's really working, having the team go build a Facebook campaigns for you based on your objective and moving you along the line and helping you get that. I'm just having a question. Give me 1 second. So what question from John asking regarding some pages. I can't say anything, John, without seeing your pages to let you know what's the best ad channel. The agency will run ad campaigns on AdWords as well. AdWords is very strict. You need to be compliant if you want to be running anything on AdWords. I do have my own AdWords team that can help us build campaigns. Google traffic is some of the best. You do need to make sure you abide by their policies, but I can do, Google, we can do anything. But at the moment, this purely is regarding the Facebook stuff because I get a lot of people. So I got another question. What what about the results? I'm afraid. Yeah, so a lot of people say, look, I'm afraid that will it work and will it actually make me money? You have to ask yourself, you see this platform, it's already there. If you're here to make money and you want to be in this business where you want to be getting results, you're going to have to put investments up. And what you're really doing is, I'm teaching you how to fish. We're doing it for you, but afterwards, what's happening is you're just going to be able to go and do it and spice up campaigns at any time on your own accord. And again, like I said, it's very limited. It's the reason why I can't do it for everybody. I've got some people who are really super excited, which is awesome. I've got a lot more questions. Is it digital? Is it not digital? Actually, yes, it was the wrong link. Sorry. It's digital. This was a typo. My error, which is a bad thing on my end. Digital. It's digitaltrafficagency.net. So that's the link. Okay, that's a very bad thing on my part. But yeah, guys, that's it. With Facebook, you can really go and get yourself up and running. It's a huge platform. You've got Instagram, and if you wanted to run Instagram, by all means, you can do it. It works very, very similar to Facebook. It works very, very similar to the Facebook ad platform in terms of targeting people. So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So fire off any other questions if you have it. Again, like I mentioned to you, the price is only 1997, which I'll tell you straight, it's a steal for that price. If anybody came through to the agency, I wouldn't honor anything at that price because it does require work. The people do go and actually go and have to work with you and have to go and build it for you. And it's like, if you were to go hire anybody to go and run some of this stuff, it's a lot expensive. Purely because this was a webinar exclusive is the reason why I've done it at this, because I want to help you people get results. I keep on typing this in wrong. Digitaltrafficagency.net. Okay, it's done now. Yeah. So that's the thing. It's really about helping you get results, helping you go scale up your campaigns. If you've got an affiliate business, or if you've got something else, I can tell you exactly where you're probably going wrong. And yeah, I've got more questions coming through. Yeah, the 10x approach, you can actually go and use a 10x approach as well. The thing is, the 10x approach is, shortening that time span to having people coming into your funnel and having them come on board and interacting with you and getting you some, fast sales very, very quickly. And I would say to you, there's a few things that you want to be wrapping up. There's a few additional things that you want to be doing in the process, where I didn't cover them on this webinar, but some of them also establishes that relationship super, super quick. So I got a question. Budget's totally down to you. I'd always say to you, the more budget that you have, the better. So if you have a higher budget, it's very, very quick. Another question I have, the more budget you have, you get more results. But I'd say to you, can do $50 a day, $20 a day, $100, $200. It depends on what you're playing with. We get some people that just want to just run with things very, very fast, and they just think, let's go and do this. So for them, it's like, okay, I'm all right. We can work it. We can go and get the fast results, help you build out your campaigns. No problem. How does it start? It starts like, well, we'll schedule a call in. So you process the payment and take you over to a form. It's going to ask you details about your business, ask you some more questions. Then you and somebody from my team, probably be myself or somebody from my team, will schedule in a call. We'll jump on. We'll go through that initial thing, the initial consultation, find out your business, find out what you're doing, find out exactly what your objectives are, find out your marketing budgets, and then based on your strengths, we'll structure something and go and help you go and craft it. So yeah, your budget is really comes down to whatever you're really happy and comfortable with. Give me 1 second. And yeah, again, what you're doing, again, you're getting traffic. Remember this, you're at a position where you will actually get traffic, right? Why should you jump onto this? Well, first of all, if you implement this, chances are that you'll have this skill that you can pay you forever, hands down. It's a marketing skill. This will be all communicated online. And well, this is not really a class, so this was actually from before. Yeah. So exactly that. You should get on board because you can go and just get started and start getting yourself results. I'll give you one story. I had a client come through and they just started to learn just one of the strategies, which they were actually running traffic to their fan page. That's all they were doing, fan page. And you know what? We started to get some sales and it just started to go more and more. And before you know it, their business just started making $1,000, $2,000 a month, moved into $3,000, $4,000 a month. And you know what? It just carried on going. And I was like, wow, all you did was really just, we tested a few different strategies out, but everything was kind of falling into, just driving traffic straight to the fan page using literally 3 or 4 ads. And there was only certain sets of targets that we were doing. And even as we refine a process, clients gone on to make multiple six figures now, which I take a look and I think, you know why? They understood about marketing. And marketing, I'll tell you one thing, from businesses, a business that's not driving traffic is like you winking at a girl in the dark. You'll not be noticed and you'll not get results, especially with the online space. Very, very busy, very, very competitive. However, you can break through it with the right type of branding and really push through strategic marketing. So on that note, I just got some more questions, taking a look. Yeah, so you'll actually get access to the content as well afterwards, which is within next week. So it's coming close to the end of the week. We'll probably schedule in some calls, get stuff started, and then you can just roll it out afterwards. Does anyone else have any more questions? I still have a lot of people on board. By all means, you should really, really take this time and opportunity. Okay, well, great to see everyone on board. I'm going to be wrapping up. It's been come close to 2 hours. The link is there, so I'm going to just paste the link again. I think I did type in the wrong link. So I'm just going to send it again out here. Where is the chat box? And close that. I'm so new to this thing myself. And there you go, I've moved it all the way down. Okay, so that's the page. That's the link. So yep, click on the link, go straight over to the page. It's got it's just gonna take you over a page, which is actually gonna lead you into a PayPal payment. You can just go complete that and then afterwards fill in the form and just tell us about your offer and we can go and just take it further from there. And it's simple as that. Again, this is an agency exclusive. If you do come through to the agency and you want to do something like this, I'm sorry, but I will not be offering it because it was a webinar special. I purely did it because I have a lot of people that registered, that requested this information. So therefore, I thought I could be good to go and actually go and present this and actually share with you what really goes inside of a 10x campaign. I've spent a lot more on Facebook, but just that one approach we've been doing and it's been working extremely well. And I'm going to keep on doing it. So That is only 1997. Enroll now, digitaltrafficagency.net/order. And I look forward to working with you guys, whoever's decided to come on board. It's been absolutely a pleasure to present to you guys. So have a good night wherever you go, wherever you are. Good evening, good morning, and I look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.